Sometimes genetics just aren't on your side. Hello everyone and welcome back to our channel. I'm your host for today, Emily, and we're counting down our list of the top 10 Hollywood stars who aged terribly. Now, just a disclaimer, I don't think we should make fun of people's appearances, so take this list with a grain of salt. Number 10. Macaulay Culkin. Macaulay Culkin broke our hearts when he made his first on-screen appearance as Lil Thomas in the movie My Girl and continued to entertain us over the next few years, being a part of blockbuster hits like the Home Alone franchise and Richie Rich. His career seemed to be on an upward climb, ensuring he would have worked well into his adult years. Turns out life had other plans for Macaulay. Between the years 2003 and 2019, Culkin had remained fairly reserved in the Hollywood eye, appearing only in low-budget passion projects or straight-to-video films. It may have been because the once young and fresh Culkin was now in his early 20s and was not playing by the rules. A mugshot of Culkin made headlines in 2004 when he was arrested for possession of a controlled substance without a prescription following a routing inspection of his vehicle. Rumors of Culkin's substance issues arose as the actor was later seen appearing frail and as if he hadn't eaten in weeks. Many were concerned for Culkin's health, but he later revealed in an interview in 2021 that he had finally gotten a hold of his issues and was on the track to recovery. Number 9. Lindsay Lohan. Lindsay is a Disney star who actually never appeared in a sitcom or TV series. She actually got her start acting at just the age of 3, starring in over 60 TV spots and commercials for brands like Gap, Defy, and Jello. She got her big break when Disney casted her to play 2 roles in the classic family comedy The Parent Trap. She played twin sisters Hallie Parker and Annie James, who randomly meet at summer camp and discover their parents split them up when they were babies following a divorce. The twins then hatch a plot to get the mom and dad back together, and it is delightful. Now, her career only seemed to rise from there, starring in several cult classics like Freaky Friday with Jamie Lee Curtis and Mean Girls as the main character, Katie Heron. Unfortunately, her career took a step in the wrong direction when she was arrested in 2007 for driving under the influence of a controlled substance, for which she served 84 minutes in jail. Yeah, minutes. Some people spend years in jail, but Lindsay got a warning. Now, until 2022, her career was at an abrupt standstill, and Lindsay decided to take the time to make some cosmetic adjustments. She got some work done for herself, and the little Lindsay we grew up with is now trapped behind a thin layer of silicone. Number 8. Dolly Parton. Dolly is a jack of all trades. She may have risen to fame thanks to her musical chops, but nowadays she works as a philanthropist and a businesswoman. If you want proof that she's more than just music, go visit her theme park in Tennessee. It's called Dollywood and it is iconic. While Dolly may not be as busy in the world of music nowadays, she has been changing the world in other ways. Her Dolly Park was meant to be the start of a foundation, but morphed into a program that distributes books to children. Now, her voice makes us all swoon, and we have no doubt she could easily take our man, but her looks aren't what they used to be. Unfortunately, Dolly is one of the many celebrities who underwent surgery to augment her facial features. As she got older, her face became more and more stiff, and unfortunately she's done a ton of things to her face that have taken her natural beauty away. Number 7. Madonna. Madonna has surely gotten stuck in your head before, with classic radio hits like Material Girl and Crazy For You still being played at dance clubs worldwide. What may have also been stuck in your head was just how gorgeous this woman once was. In the 80s, Madonna was well known for her stylish outfits and big blonde hair at times. It was unfortunate that Madonna felt the need to fall into the world of plastic surgery and injections as she got older. Photo comparisons from the 80s to now showcase these major changes, with her forehead appearing to be pushed out, as well as her cheeks and her lips being filled with enough Botox to give her the appearance of someone wearing a silicone mask of Madonna over their own face. We can only imagine what she may have looked like if she had not undergone the surgery. Would she still be a material girl, or would that material be moth-ridden and covered in coffee stains? Who knows? Number 6. Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp is a madman in the world of Hollywood. His career was on a steady streak of wins since starring as the most misunderstood barber, Edward Scissorhands, in 1990. He got his first break in A Nightmare on Elm Street, but we can all agree Edward was the first time we were really like, who is this guy? Unfortunately, fame has taken its toll on Johnny both physically and mentally. While the majority of this list will be people who have only aged poorly physically, Johnny has been going downhill over the past few years thanks to a very public lawsuit between himself and his ex-wife Amber Heard. They spent almost a month in court with hours and hours of footage being shared to the world for all of us to enjoy and debate. In the end, Johnny won the case, proving that Amber had in fact fabricated several of the situations she had been claiming in her 2018 op-ed. While there was most certainly more to the story, and there is no way Johnny is completely completely innocent, the stress of the situation seemed to take its toll on Johnny. The once soft-faced, calm, cool and collected Depp is just straight up ugly, while it appears that Amber Heard is glowing in a different country. Number 5. Elizabeth Moss. Alright, before I start this entry, let me just say this woman is a wonderful actor and I am in no way trying to get her cancelled. I just have a little bit of inside info that you get to know for being a part of this awesome channel. Elizabeth has cemented herself as a force to be reckoned with, making shows like Mad Men and The Handmaid's Tale her babies. She really caught the world's attention when she starred in one of the last movies to be released in theaters before the world closed in 2020. The Invisible Man was a perfect example of Elizabeth's being able to deliver a fearful and manic performance for all of us to enjoy, while her method for getting that mindset is apparently a little messy. According to on-set sources, Elizabeth is an avid consumer of the no-no snow. Apparently she just loves this stuff and is known to have a little sugar shot to get her going for the more wild scenes. Unfortunately, as anyone who consumes this stuff knows, it takes a physical toll on the body. As the years have gone by, her eyes have become more and more sunken and red, and not to mention she's a part of Scientology, but I'll just leave that there. Number 4. Mickey Rourke. The big man Mickey Rourke has been a prolific actor for quite some time, making his major motion debut in the 1986 romantic drama 9.5 Weeks Later as John Gray, a Wall Street trader who falls for an art gallery assistant and escalates that situation quickly. Back in the day, he was cast as the handsome leading man or heartthrob for the most part, but since receiving massive amounts of plastic surgery and lip filler in the early 2000s, he looks more like a clay model of his former self, admitting in 2017 that his ever-changing face was due to botched surgeries conducted to mend his boxing scars. I don't know much about boxing, and I no longer intend to. He's since appeared in such blockbuster hits as Iron Man 2 as the villain Whiplash and Sin City as a scared-up trenchcoat wearing bad boy Marv. From the soft-faced Mickey your parents once probably had a poster of on their wall. Number 3. Cher. Ever since rising to fame in the 1960s, Cher has been absolutely slaying it in the world of pop music. Rocking her own solo career and collaborating with several musicians over the years, her style and voice will definitely not be a stranger to you, unless of course you've seen her lately. Now don't get me wrong, she's absolutely stunning and has put in a lot of work to stay healthy and happy in her personal life, but over the years Cher has been open about having numerous surgeries she's had done. These include lip fillers and receiving Botox in her cheeks, leaving her in a constant state of Despite having a negative experience with her surgeries, reportedly even receiving a certain augmentation that went horribly wrong, she still continues to go under the knife to this day. I mean, for all we know, she could be under right now. Whoa. Number 2. Keith Richards. Keith has been one of the key members of the British rock group The Rolling Stones since co-founding the crew with his longtime partner Mick Jagger in 1962. As you can imagine, the wild world of rock and roll has taken its toll on a lot of people, and we could literally make a series of musicians that look rough now, but we'll save that for another day. In a recent interview for Fox News, Keith went into more detail about his past and what made him look like the melted ice cream pop version of himself he is today. According to Richards, between 1960 and 70, himself and his late partner Anita Pallenberg were deep into a substance control problem involving a substance that I refer to as spicy spoon juice. If you know, you know, and if you don't, good, keep it that way. The addiction caused Richards and Anita's relationship to shift as Richards wanted to quit while Anita was unwilling or unable to. The stress of the relationship, which was mostly cheating on both parts, combined with the heavy substance use, left Richards looking more and more disheveled by the day. One day he was able to kick both Anita and the bad habit, but unfortunately the rock and roll took its toll on old Richards. And coming in at number 1 is Joe Pesci. When you see Joe's face, you certainly recoil and cringe and fear because he's the guy who tried to break into Kevin's house in Home Alone. Since the early 1980s, this man has been in everything. Joe's career is one filled with one movie from every genre. This guy was a mob man, a home invader, a Popeye-esque fisherman, and cousin frickin' Vinny. What's funny about Joe is that he aged poorly, but he's looked the same since the 80s. He may just look a little younger in his Home Alone days, but Joe seems to be suffering from some type of Benjamin Button syndrome, and if you don't know what that is, that's fair. Who has 3 hours to watch watch that. Basically, I'm saying he was born looking like an old man. While in Benjamin Button, Brad Pitt looks younger with age, it's almost like that part doesn't apply to Joe and he just looks old all the time. His age has not stopped him from making waves in the acting world, however, and he is set to star in the TV series alongside Saturday Night alumni Pete Davidson in the new show called Bumkiss that has received incredible reviews so far. So who knows, maybe we'll get that Home Alone reunion we've all been waiting for. Well, that's all for our list of the top 10 Hollywood stars who aged terribly. Do you agree with any of our picks? Let us know in the comments down below, and don't forget to like and subscribe while you're down there. I'm your host Emily, and we'll see you next time. Peace.